Ferdi Kadioglu, what a fantastic player this guy is. Been watching him at the Euros, and the performance he is putting up would make any manager proud and want him. So I'm just going to be going into detail talking about the player he is and why I think he would be perfect for Arsenal. But before I begin, if you are new here, please smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and turn on those notifications as well. It really help me out and make sure you never miss a video like this. So without further ado, let us get in with Ferdi Kadioglu. 24 years old, can play left back, right back, central attacking midfield, central defensive midfield, right wing, left wing. He can pretty much play every position on the pitch. He was a Dutch international footballer, but then made the switch over to the Turkish national team. Played over 70 times for the Dutch under 16s to under 21s. So he has that European, football in the national team. He's quality. He really is quality. I've been watching him at the Euros for Turkey, and he really is pulling his weight. There was a couple of games where he played a bit higher up the pitch, and you could see him. He was dictating the play. Everything went through him and Kadioglu. It was just really interesting to watch. The way he drifts across the pitch when he's playing a lot higher is really, really good, and his technical ability is at such a high level. He had an absolutely incredible European Championships. I'll go through his stats later on in the video. But he just has this sort of confidence you would want to see from a player, somebody who wants responsibility, wants to have the ball and wants to create. And at a team like Arsenal, for example, we need those sort of players, the players that are wanting to create, the players who want to get on the ball and show their talent, But we must mention that his primary position is actually fullback. So although he does play higher up the pitch in some instances, he is preferred to play in like left back or right back, where he can influence the game from wide areas. He is actually pretty good defensively. I think that's one of the most important things that I think about him. There's a lot of attacking ability. He can overlap, underlap. He has a lot to offer in that sense. But I think the fact that he also has the ability to defend one-on-one, there was a couple of instances, especially in the game where Turkey got through, playing Austria. He was absolutely incredible, defending the box. And it was a game, it was the sort of game I wanted to see from him. We know he has the attacking ability, but he also has the defensive abilities as well. And I know Arsenal are interested in Calafiori, and Calafiori is a fantastic player who's probably going to be playing left back or playing left back definitely. So I don't know if Calafiori coming in would stop Kadioglu happening, and I hope not, because they are different profiles. You need to have various different profiles, and I think Arsenal miss the profile of Kadioglu, somebody who is attacking first, defensive second. We're seeing Ben White is defensive first, attacking second. We're seeing Timber is also, defensive first, attacking second. Zinchenko is attacking first, defensive second. It's just having a different variety of profiles, and I think Kadioglu would be the perfect Zinchenko replacement. I think we're doing this thing, Kivior out, Calafiori in. It should be Zinchenko out, Kadioglu in. 24 years old is a really good age to have Kadioglu. He is now ready for that next step up in his career, playing in the biggest games. And I think he's ready. He really did perform for Turkey, showing that he can play in the biggest of games. And I just want to see how Arteta would actually use him, because we know Arteta loves a bit of versatility, and Kadioglu certainly has that. But he's in that sort of position where he can be utilised all over the pitch. And maybe now he needs to nail down that fullback position, properly. I talk about Maitland-Niles. I think the biggest issue for him, I know he's left now and long gone, but he often played too many positions. When you're also almost like that utility man, you can almost lose your expertise. So I feel like Kadioglu coming to Arsenal, nailing down a fullback position can be really effective. He can really break down those low blocks and mid blocks. He has that confidence to drive in the wide areas, come inside as well, influence the pitch, going higher up, demanding the ball, like I've said, really skillful, technical, exactly what you want. He can really find nice pockets of space as well, which is quite interesting. We've seen Zinchenko, pick up the ball and be in this area between fullback and centre half, and you're thinking you're the fullback, you're in a really nice position there. Kadioglu can certainly do that, and I feel like he has more confidence in those forward areas more than Zinchenko to influence the game, and that's what we need. We need players that are assured of themselves in the final third. Having that experience, I think, playing in midfield really will help him in the Premier League, picking up those positions. It's really hard breaking down these smaller teams, so someone like Kadioglu who has the experience, in the forward areas, now playing his trade at the fullback position, can really help us break them down. And I'm just a really, really big fan of him, and I feel like Mikel Arteta will absolutely love a player like Kadioglu for sure. I think now is the perfect time to talk about Ferdi Kadioglu's stats at the Euros, and he was incredible. I don't say this lightly. He really did pull up his weight for Turkey. We talk about, Arda Güler being the master for Turkey in their brilliant run in the Euros, but Ferdi Kadioglu was just as impressive, really. He was one of the bright sparks, especially in a defensive sense and an attacking sense. And if I pull up his stats for Turkey at Euro 2024, it goes as follows. He had the most duels, 128, and this is a thing I forgot to mention. He is a duel monster. He's not the tallest of players. He won't be the tallest. He won't probably win you those aerial duels every single time, but he has that tenacity, that aggressive nature you need from a fullback. He wants to get involved in the duels. He wants to win every single duel, and he won 28 of his duels, which is the most for Turkey, which is quite impressive considering, more than the defensive midfielder, more than the likes of, Demiral, all those centre-halves that Turkey play with. To have Kadioglu, have the best stats in that sense just shows the sort of player he is. He is not afraid and not going to shy away from these duels, and we need those players, those aggressive players who want to make a difference, in the duels, because duels are massive for Mikel Arteta. We know this. We'll all remember that famous Amazon clip. If you lose a duel, I am upset. That sort of thing. But Kadioglu, he does not lose his duels. Let's move on to the next one, the most possession one with 21. That is nothing to take lightly. The sort of putting himself in those positions to win the ball back, this aggressive nature. And I feel like this is why I feel like he's most suited to Arsenal, because he wants to be involved in the duels. He wants to win possession back. He's not shy to, just go a bit further forward to collect the ball. He isn't just going to sit into a shape. If he sees an opportunity to win the ball, he's going to pounce on it. And you need that at Arsenal. We're a high pressing team, and we need those players who are already used to that sort of gameplay to come and join us. Also, the next one, most tackles won with 14. Again, showing this aggressive nature again. These are all his defensive stats. I just wanted to prove to you guys that Ferdi Kadioglu is an absolute beast defensively, and he's the sort of player you want to have in a defensive sense. When a game is getting a bit scrappy, you won't have to take him off because he's too good attacking wise and not good defensively. He has that fine little balance you would want, that all-round sort of fullback player. He also had the most chances created with 11. And when you're thinking about Turkey, they have Arda Güler. The fact that, Ferdi Kadioglu had the most chances created just shows he's creative too. Not only are you a duel monster, not only are you somebody who wins your tackles, but you can create chances too. He just seemed like the dream player, the dream fullback, somebody who can help you destroy low blocks and mid blocks, somebody who can help you settle into a really nice defensive shape. He kind of has it all, and that's the sort of players that you don't get to see, in Europe that much. But Ferdi Kadioglu certainly has what Mikel Arteta would sort of want. And then also the most interceptions, 7. Absolutely incredible, Again, defensively, he is showing these stats at a high level. You can do this defensively, but you're also showing influence and doing well in an attacking sense as well. And also the final stat here, most tackles made at Euro 2024. This was before Ferdi Kadioglu's elimination against Netherlands. He had 18, which his second place is Declan Rice. So, a player like Declan Rice, we know how much he wins the ball. So now imagine somebody who wins it more often than him. And that is Ferdi Kadioglu. And that is from fullback areas as well, It's just so impressive. The tenacious nature of him, the aggressive nature of him, the amount of times he's winning that ball back, it shouldn't be taken lightly, and it's just really nice to see. And you can see a top player, some of those you can appreciate them, but I just really felt like a video had to be made about him because he has, that quality in those wide, fullback areas that we kind of lack. We don't have someone who's creative demon. We don't have somebody who's both that creative Damien and also really strong defensively. But Ferdi Kadioglu ticks every single one of those boxes. It does unfortunately look like he's going to be on his way to Dortmund. But if we can swoop in, and get him in and Zinchenko out as like a sort of, alteration, I wouldn't mind that at all, because Ferdi Kadioglu certainly has, the quality to play at a club of our size. Your thoughts on Ferdi Kadioglu, Gunners? Do you think he's the sort of player we need? I certainly am a big fan of him. I think he has a lot of quality, a lot of transferable qualities to play in the Premier League. And I feel like under Mikel Arteta, he can really turn him to a proper monster fullback. He can play left back and right back. I think that is a beautiful thing about him. So if there's injuries right back, plod him there. Injuries left back, plod him there. Even want to play him a bit higher up the pitch sometimes, plod him there too. Just a dream, a manager's dream, especially for a club like us. But anyway, that's it for now, Gunners. Hope you have enjoyed. Just a reminder, I have been doing a couple of lives. I'm going to be doing some lives, so make sure you don't miss them out when I do them. It was really good to get my first one done today. So without further ado, peace.